Hi, I'm Morgan Hill, and this is my Heart's Truth Reflection number 2. While reading this book, it made me realize nursing is more than just a profession. In ways, it's a lesson. After reading all of those stories, I had realized there can be a lesson learned from anything. What you choose to learn is part of your own understanding. Whether that be from school or from personal lessons, there's always going to be something to look back on. When I become a nurse, I hope I can find meaning in other people's stories and use them to further my own understanding of life. People of many backgrounds and conditions bring something important to the table, their own shared experience. While reading When Their Rhythms Become Mine, I felt very saddened by what I was reading, as if the women that came into that clinic were just there for something regular. Yet, as I kept reading and got to Lord's case, I understood that all of those girls have a story. Lord was just the one who broke through. Most women who have been abused will put up a defense mechanism that allows them to shield themselves from having to face the truth. That being what is happening to them is not normal and won't just go away even if they don't admit it. At first, reading about Lord and hearing how she treated the nurse performing her exams, I knew there was something deeper beyond the surface. All of the name-calling and outrages were just a facade she put on to protect herself. When the nurse was able to portray how she felt about what was happening to Lord, it humanized her. For so long before, as stated in the text, quote, "For once I wasn't a do-good nurse who pried for answers, but simply another woman willing to share the heart's grief and go along for the ride," end quote. Although it didn't state the nurse had been through the same situation, she knew how to pull feelings from her own past to help her patient. When riding horses, she said, "Little by little, my body and the horse's body became one," end quote. I think this relates back to Lord's case. All of her prior exams, she had never once been able to explain what happened to her, or she would get angry about it. But then, over time, she finally opened up to the nurse and showed how she truly felt deep down, allowing the nurse to feel what she was feeling. If I was in this situation, I would try to think back to any time where I could have something related to the situation and try to empathize. Every patient is different, but in the end, they all wanted to be helped. They just did not know how to ask for it. With this, no one wants to feel pressured to explain their situation, so they have to come to that realization on their own. That's where patience comes in. While reading Conscious Suffering, I found myself relating to what I was reading. I am not yet a nurse, but I do relate to the feeling of taking care of others, giving them something to smile or laugh at. Even my mother says I am strong and that she is never able to tell when I'm not okay, because I just push through. I love to be active and allow the freedom of whatever joy I choose, which is not an option when I am sick. A year or so ago, I woke up multiple times throughout a Saturday night, throwing up every 30 minutes. Usually, I'm not the best at listening to my body and prioritizing it. I just push it to the side. But when you're sick, you have to listen to your body or else it will not forgive you and allow you to get better. Through the times I have been sick, it has taken me a while to realize that sickness is your body's way of telling you to slow down. Obviously, it can't stop you from doing everything, but it sends out these signals that essentially tell you to take the time to rejuvenate. Although being sick is nothing to wish for, you can at least appreciate the time you have to rest. After all, if it is a common cold or something you can get over quickly, the time off may very well be needed. When I'm ill, I always wish I could feel better so I can get back to my normal life. Yet, when you hear about people being diagnosed with cancer or something also very serious, they're grateful about the time they have left. A feeling many people never have to experience. Quote, "Now I understand that one does fight, does cling to life precisely by accepting suffering and actively, consciously using it," end quote. They don't know if they are going to make it through this or not. In the end, they always learn to appreciate the good times while they last. This is the feeling I can use to help my patients. Appreciating any time you have, whether you're sick and bedridden or healthy and busy, you should also find the small joys in life. Finding whatever makes you happy in everyday living is what makes your time here on Earth more enjoyable. Thank you for watching.